If they want to like and subscribe, you don't have to tell them to. God, I got to change him. What the fuck happened to Brian? Is he still there? Okay, we're live on my show, by the way. So anyway.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, we must have lost Darren. I'll pick Darren up in Discord.
You lost everybody but me. How fortunate.
Oh boy, let me pick up Darren in Discord. Hold on.
I'm cooking up a good steak.
Why are you being so quiet with it? That's what I don't understand.
I don't think it's quiet. It's sizzling away.
There we go. Okay. I guess I got to leave that Zoom meeting I was in. Why do they always just want to run away? I'm tired. He has to take sleeping pills. That's what it is.
Oh, you think that's the problem?
It has to be because he starts getting sleepy or something. I'm going to change Brian back. He's just changed too much. He's too weird.
I believe he has narcolepsy.
Well, when you go to sleep every night like a 12-year-old at 9 or 10 o'clock, your body automatically starts shutting down at 9 or 10 o'clock.
It's not a bad thing.
Well, that's fine, but we had a nice little call going. I guess Darren, I don't know where Darren went.
I'm all fucked up. Now I got a temperature below normal.
I don't...
All right, let's do this.
Okay, now we're back.
All right. Hello.
Hello, we're live on my show, by the way. I just started one like y'all told me to do. So, for whatever that's worth.
I'll tell Nick because I know he loves to be part of it.
Oh, I think he just called in. Why would Brian send me a friend request on Discord?
What is this fixation with Discord?
It's an easy way to talk to people. You can drop links and pictures and all kinds of stuff.
Not for me. I'm not there.
Because you don't know how to get along with people.
Is that right?
I'll invite you to my server.
What good does that do?
I don't know. Look, we're on the show. Let's just do this.
Who would I annoy on your server?
Nobody. I have like 3 people.
No, exactly. You don't. You have more than that.
Not anymore.
Everybody left?
I have like 4 people.
Darren, you and your little servers are so cute.
Why did you invite Dennis to my server?
I don't know. I didn't invite Dennis. I don't know who did that. I wasn't even there that day. No, I wasn't.
You invited Dennis. I looked at the audit log.
Somebody must have hijacked my account. I wasn't even on Discord that day.
Bullshit.
Darren, do you honestly think I would invite Dennis?
No, that's why I was surprised.
I wasn't even on Discord. Somebody must have jumped on my account or something. I don't know what happened. It was weird.
Why are we not? Are we not
okay,
like
Debbie.
Dennis anymore?
Okay. Whatever. Oh, Nick's not in there. Nick loves you, Debbie.
Well, hold on a second. Do we not like Dennis anymore?
Did we ever like Dennis?
Somebody must have liked him.
I'm the one that brought him into this whole freaking group.
Yes.
I know.
You are.
That was a mistake of epic proportion. Dennis is just weird.
No, he's a drug dealer.
Not a drug dealer
I don't
anymore.
think he's a drug dealer anymore, yeah.
What do you mean anymore?
Well, I think you give that up at a certain point,
Mm-hmm. If you say so.
Are you done with your steak?
Almost. You do realize that once I cook it, I'm going to eat it.
I would hope so.
Mm.
So how do you know you
But a
have
lot of fun this
COVID-19?
How do I know what? Oh, I don't know.
He had a fever. That's unusual nowadays.
I had a fever, and my throat hurt.
Did you ever think that maybe you had a cold?
Where would I
Those
get
don't
it?
happen anymore.
Nobody
Flus and
dies from
colds
cold.
don't
Nobody
exist.
dies from lung cancer. Nobody dies from heart disease. It's all that fake
No,
COVID-19 shit.
no more heart attacks. Heart attacks have plummeted.
Oh,
It's
I'm
all
about to have a heart attack.
COVID-19.
Don't worry.
It's true though. The numbers are insane. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything
I
anymore.
just spent
It's really
200
sad.
hours on this fucking cat.
Did you say 200
Do you-
hours or dollars?
$200. $200 here is the equivalent of about $2,000 back in America.
Ouch.
That's what it would have
You
cost.
love that cat and hate the cat at the same time.
Oh, we don't hate him, but he's a mental patient.
Did he ever go potty?
Since he came back,
Mhm.
once.
That's weird.
But I gave
Oh,
him
shit,
enough
he's got-
Valium to loop him out for about 14 hours.
Bladder infection?
Yes.
Cats get that a
Didn't
lot.
start out as a real bladder infection. It started out as he got upset.
About what?
Who knows? He gets upset and then he can't piss. Actually, I'm sorry, it started out with the air conditioning cleaning. We had all 3 air conditioners cleaned, which I do every 3 months. Only this time, the cat went fucking crazy.
Is it a male? Is it a male or a female?
Male.
I don't know.
Look, I had to take the poor bastard to the emergency vet hospital at 2 o'clock in the morning because there was nothing coming out of him. And he was full.
Mm. Oh,
Do you know what they do to
Did they-
cats when they do that? Do you know how they give them back to you?
Mm-mm.
In a fucking diaper.
Oh, wow.
Because they stick
But
a
they-
tube
did
in
they
his
put a-
cock.
a catheter.
stick-
Yeah.
They stick a catheter in there, and then all he does is dribble fucking piss all day.
That's got to be a nightmare.
Oh, that's why 8 hours later, I put him in a box, made him sleep, took him to the vet hospital, and let them deal with him.
Ugh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have a name.
Well, he's got several names. Mostly we call him Big Dummy.
You always seem to hate that cat.
I don't hate him.
You
Slept with me last night.
You used to throw stuff at him.
Well, so what?
You used to fight. You used to wrestle with him.
He likes that. He doesn't like loud noises.
Most cats don't. Cats are
Yeah, but most
jumpy, weird people, weird things.
they are. The wife wants to take him up north to live with her.
Yeah, that worked out well for the child, didn't it?
No, it didn't work
Let her
out well
take-
for
let her-
anybody. I'm still paying for all of them.
Let her take the cat and get a dog.
The grandma might eat it. That grandma's crazy.
Mm.
The mother-in-law, she's a nutcase.
They're all nutcases. I'm the only sane one in the bunch.
He hates the people in that country.
Well, that's not true.
Whatever happened to going to Israel?
They're
mother
dealing
went.
with the COVID bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, you know, when are all these countries going to get a handle on it?
Did we lose Darren?
No.
I'm here. No,
Nobody knows what he does.
What? I don't know about COVID, man. I really don't.
What
I think it's
don't you know?
a bad flu. In 1986, the avian flu came, and I had like the worst flu of my life. I thought I was going to die. And like it went throughout the country, like 2/3 of everybody got it. And a lot of people died. I don't know how many people died, but I don't think this one's much worse, to be perfectly honest. What do you guys think?
Well, it was bad enough for all the Democrats to say that Donald Trump murdered 246,000 people.
Oh, Jesus. I'm so tired of it. Shutting everything down. It feels...
You're not tired enough, but you're not tired enough to go in guns.
It feels like there's a lot more to it. There's an agenda. There's like a... I just don't buy it. I just think that there's a lot more to it. There are people are using it to shut down stuff and to... I don't know.
You can say
let me ask you.
To take control. They want to make a
control.
A world order.
Why if I had COVID last December, and I think I did, do I have to wear a fucking mask now? Why if I get a vaccine, do I still have to wear a fucking mask forever?
Because that's how they're going to control you.
That's what it seems like.
It's true, because trust what you believe. You believe that, so it's true.
Tell me where in the Constitution it allows the government to do what it's doing.
I don't think it does. I don't think if 40% of the people that got it died, they have a right to do this. The governors, I had no idea that they could just shut every business down. Every small business.
They can. It's the people are allowing them to do it.
Yeah, they're allowing it. Don't conform. Fight the power. Fuck them.
Hi, Debbie.
Who's this? Who's that?
Somebody very slow.
I don't know. Somebody.
It's Long Dick. Long Dick Davis. Yeah. How long, Dick Davis? How are you? There's a part of me in my heart, I cannot lie. If I was standing before God himself, the burning bush, I don't believe in COVID-19.
At all?
I think that it was somewhere, somehow, sometime, but I don't believe in all this bullshit. I don't believe it. I just don't.
I think it's a bad flu that kills people with morbidities. That's what I think.
But you don't know really what it does because you don't know what it's going to do to people in years to come.
I don't believe in that heart damage bullshit because every flu has the same effect on the heart. I don't buy it. My sister had it in March. Her whole family had it. They got over it. I asked her, if you didn't know that it was COVID-19, would you think it was any different than any other flu or cold that you've ever gotten? She said, no. Basically, it was just another fucking cold for them.
How do you
and she's all better now.
How do you know she had it?
How did she know?
Yeah, how do you know she
had it? Well, her husband got it, and he got tested.
But how do you trust the testing? I mean, think about it.
I don't know. He got it, and she lost sense of smell and taste, and they got a little fever, and they were all sick. They all got it. Even the fucking dog got it.
I think I had it 7 times.
RD had it for sure.
I had it every month.
I've tried to get it all year long, and I still haven't got it. I think I had it last December because they said that it was in the population on the West Coast in October, and our entire staff was sick all last December. I had a little fever, and I was sleeping like 14 hours a day. I've never done that in my life, and I did it for like 3 or 4 days in a row.
That's what I'm doing right now. I slept 14 hours today.
I've never done that before. That's the only time I've ever done it in my entire life. I wonder if you do have it. You might. Where would you have gotten it, Howard?
Don't know because there's no local transmissions being reported.
Well, I wouldn't get tested and I wouldn't tell anybody.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, they'll probably kill you.
They wouldn't kill me.
Well, you know what I mean.
Hey, Nick made it. Nick.
Where is he at?
But you're exactly right. I have no idea. Look, they want to take your temperature everywhere you go, these idiots. I usually rub my forehead to put them off.
I have a friend that hi, Nick.
They don't do that everywhere. They don't take your temperature here anywhere.
Now, RD, they've totally shut down your country, right?
No. I mean, the word lockdown means like 1,000 things in 1,000 different countries.
Hey, Mr. Not Chris Jericho. Aren't you here before? Well, whatever.
We don't understand the question. What do you mean, Mr. Jericho? Have you not been here before? What does that mean?
I don't know.
This guy is. I wish this was my server.
It's okay, Nick. JP's gone.
Yeah,
that guy
and Mr.
speak
Midnight
English?
Movie won't tell you to shut up.
I know he's weird.
Did you went Betty bye-bye?
What did you say?
Not you. We were talking about Jewish producer.
So this guy's from. Aren't you from China?
He left. I believe he left.
Good. Thank
He
God.
went live. He didn't leave. He
I think
went
he
live.
left. Oh, he went
Right.
live.
Oh, he went live to the world stream. Oh, good
If
for
he's
him.
from China, throw him the fuck off the call. And
I
want
can't. It's
everybody
not my
who's Chinese-
server. I have no
want
mod
everybody
powers
who's
here.
Chinese thrown out of the country. Throw them out of the U.S. They're in universities. Gone. Send them back to fucking China.
Yeah, they can,
Anybody
you
who's
can send them
Chinese,
over
get
here.
rid of them all.
You can send them over here, Howard. We don't care about China.
You know what?
De-
Take them all.
Hey, Debbie,
Uh huh.
are you there?
Uh huh.
So RD was telling me that in his country, they
Yo, guys.
they have taken care of everybody,
Yeah.
and the closing of businesses like going bankrupt is way down in their country for the last year.
Everything's
Yo,
open.
guys.
Everything.
Yo, Debbie, let's go out. Let's go out.
Okay. Everything's open here in Dallas. Everything. We go everywhere.
Can we go into a private call to avoid this?
Yeah. Can we go?
Call me, and at the others.
Can we go to your server? We're all in darts, aren't we?
Can't we
I
just
don't know.
kill the Chinese?
Can we kill the Chinese guy, please?
Why me? Son of a...
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck you,
let's go to the
Chinese
dots.
fucker. I'd pull the fucking switch on you in a second.
Because y'all fucked up the whole world, and y'all are evil.
Come to the dark
Me?
server, Karen. But
Oh,
invite
no.
Nick. If Nick and
I don't know if Debbie's in there.
Yeah, Debbie is.
Invite
Yeah,
Debbie.
all right,
Invite public. I invited public Nick.
All right.
Hey, Debbie, let's go to the dart server.
Which one is that?
That fucker's Chinese. I say go find
I just
him and kill
invited
him.
you.
Okay. Okay.
Go find that slant-eyed bastard and kill him.
Okay. We're out of there.
Oh my God, he's
Oh,
terrible.
look at the socialist. You have such a
She's
nice
here. I
name.
invited her.
I'm the socialist
invite Nick.
dartster. What's that mean? Not idiots.
Everybody has a darts name in here.
Okay.
Didn't you watch any of the darts, Debbie? Come on.
Mm-mm.
You're losing out on life.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Debbie, it's so awesome. It's almost as good as sumo. I have to tell you, I'm really enjoying it.
It's
What
only
about-
just started.
What
It
about the
go- it goes to
beanbag
like-
stuff?
Say that again?
A lot of people in Texas are throwing bean bags now.
What is that
At a
about?
dartboard? That's not smart.
What's it called?
It's
Cornhole?
yeah.
Cornhole?
Something like that.
Cornholing.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck does
Is that
that
like a
mean?
It's a Beavis and Butthead thing, isn't it?
I swear to God, it's a big deal.
Well, but just to respond to Darren, when they say we're in a total lockdown, doesn't mean that we got all these crazy fucking things like temperature taking and I mean, lockdown means a different thing in every country.
Do you wear a mask, RD?
Yeah, we got mask mandates on December 1st, but our experts didn't really want to do it.
Are you wearing a mask in your car when you're by yourself?
No, only inside the store.
Hi, babe.
Well, the Thais
Like
wear masks wherever they are. Even if they're in their car by themselves, they'll be wearing a mask.
Are you? Is it in your country like in China where they wear masks for pollution anyway?
Mm-hmm. That's where all this shit started.
Well, I mean, I
China
can
virus.
understand that you wear a mask if you.
Why did you have to mention China? I hate China.
I have to mention China because fucking a lot of people in the East just have a lot of pollution problems.
Okay,
I mean,
why
I
do
have to
I
admit,
care about that?
when I visit Amsterdam, which is very rare, I feel like I need to wear a mask because of all the fucking pollution. But I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't do it, but it feels like you have to use one. I'm used to fresh ocean air. You know, I'm 5 minutes from the beach. Jesus, got the cleanest air ever.
China is planted.
Wear your mask at the beach.
What?
I hate wearing a mask. I did yesterday. I went into the store. I try to do like one visit a week now, just because I hate the fucking mask so much. Try to buy everything for a week.
I heard that social distancing is like 1,000 times better than wearing a mask. What do you think, RD?
Oh, I'm sure that's true. But ever since people, that's the whole thing. Our expert said, don't do the mask mandate thing because people are going to be complacent with the social distancing. And that's just what happened. They act like they're Superman.
It seems like everywhere there's a mask mandate, COVID's going nuts right now. It seems to correlate even. It's not...
Okay, so now you agree with me. We should kill the Chinese.
Nick just called them. Nick just called them chinks.
Nick wants to kill the Chinese.
Nick said, "Nuke those chinks. Nuke those chinks," is what Nick is saying.
Well, and that's my thought too. I want
Nick
Trump to drop a nuclear bomb on Beijing and kill as many as those CCP cocksuckers that he can.
I can't believe. I cannot believe that they could shut down all businesses and not give us any money whatsoever.
That's politics. It's politics. It has to do with the political situation right now. If it weren't elections, we'd probably be fine. You'd have a second, third stimulus package much easier.
Well, you got a second one.
No, but Pelosi she's just stalling. She's killing people. That's basically it. She's killing people. She would
to
be
make sure that Pelosi goes and visits Beijing. I think it's time for a congressional junket.
She should be there. I get you. You like killing people as well. You just like her, really.
I just like killing evil people.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter, from my concern.
Well, it does, because when you kill evil people, that's a plus. If you kill good people, that's a minus.
No, that's the bad example.
If you kill lots of evil people, then it's a big plus.
No, you shouldn't kill anybody.
Yeah, you should.
No. Nobody's born.
Let me give you an example. Here in Bangkok, they have 4 months of air pollution, and all the assholes who are politicians in Bangkok come out and say, "Oh, those buses! We need to do something about the buses, and we need to do something about all the traffic on the road." But for 8 months, there's never any pollution in Bangkok. So why is there only pollution for 4 months? Because the buses haven't changed. And the reason is farmers who don't spend money to pull their crops out of the field, they burn them. They burn them up north, and they send the entire country into a blanket of PM 2.5 pollution that blankets the country for 4 months. I have a solution. You may like my solution. My solution is that since here in Thailand, they execute drug dealers. Why do they execute drug dealers? Because of the damage that drug dealers do to society. I now say that they should execute farmers. Burn your crops, kill them right in the field.
Yeah, that sounds
We
like
need more executions. I agree.
I got a lot of pollution where I used to live. I was just like, oh, well, I don't like this environment.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in your Northern European excuses for all this nonsense.
Loveland.
If you kill people, if you damage people with all this pollution, which the farmers do, in fact, I think the farmers damage more people than the drug dealers.
Well, that's probably true. But why would you want to live in a country like that?
Well, then the farmers deserve to die. It's as simple as that.
Just move. I'll just move away.
What do you mean just move? You can tell a whole fucking country to move. That's the most idiotic thing I've heard you utter.
No.
Muskrat Jew, Muskrat.
Let's take everybody, hold on. Let's take everybody in Thailand and make them move out of the country so the farmers can burn their crops. That's the most idiotic thing I've heard you utter. It's so utterly beneath you that I'm going to give you a chance to take it back.
No, I'm just telling you to move, not the whole country. I'm sure not everybody has the same opinion as you.
Well, my solution would be their solution. So I'll tell you what. How about I come to your house and I buy the property around you? I get you. It's called I'm going to kill you by surrounding you with property. I'm going to buy all the property, and then I'm going to put things on the property and burn them around your house, so that you are blanketed in smoke.
Howard, why do they burn the fields? Doesn't it help them with the crops, like for the next year? Is that why they do it?
Mm-hmm.
They do it to clear their fields. It's an easy way to clear their fields, and it's cheap.
Yeah, it's
but
cheap.
The cost of
I think it helps the soil.
Nobody's asking you,
Is what it does.
That's probably
it helps
just
with
an
the yield.
Can you make that child go a little quieter, RD, or do you tell her to get loud?
Oh, impossible. I tried everything. She's Black Pete. She's still excited about Black Pete. It's been a week.
Black Pete.
Don't you have Black Pete where you are?
It's the same fucking excuse.
Black Pete is the best excuse, really. That's awesome.
I don't even know what that is, and I don't care. Again, I'm going to now buy all the property around you, and I'll tell you what, you fucking move.
Black Pete is. Howard has been living in a fucking cave.
Yeah, and I'd get out of the cave because apparently there's a lot of smoke in the cave. So
there's too much smoke.
They're trying to smoke you out.
Howard,
seriously, if people would do what Howard is saying, people would do that around me. I would move the fuck away because I don't want no government. I don't want to live in a country where they allow that.
Where they allow what? You allowed it because you're being a big pussy. You want to move. Oh, somebody's violating the law. It's against the law here to burn your crops, by the way. Oh, but let's move so that we don't offend the people. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, not offend, so they don't disturb me. I don't want to live in their filthy habitat, which they're destroying. So I'm moving the fuck away. I did that. That's why I'm living right here.
Not a filthy habitat. They've introduced artificial burning. It's not a filthy habitat. It's on purpose. I agree with you, Howard. Mm-hmm. I never heard. You know what? You, Mr. Midnight Movie, the Jewish producer, you're all fucking pussies. Grow a background. Start killing people.
He didn't say I was a pussy, though.
Well, I wonder if there's anything that I would agree on with Mr. Midnight Movie, to be honest. Out of 100 things, maybe one that I'd agree on with him.
Mr. Midnight
It's a weird
Movie is a
comparison.
big fucking baby who needs his beauty sleep. But it's not working too well because he's got those big black circles under his eyes. He looks like a cartoon character.
You don't think Brian is beautiful?
No, I don't
In his
think he's
own way.
beautiful. I think he looks like he's sick.
I think
It
he's
looks
lovely.
like he's dying.
He's not dying.
He didn't need the fake mask from Zoom. He's already got one.
He looks pretty bad.
And how about JP wearing that Zorro thing, smiling with his pursed little lips? Oh, look at me. I'm so cute.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, he's
What
kinda
a
cute.
fag. My grandmother would have called him a hairdresser.
agree with you,
A
Howard.
hairdresser. What did you say? Your grandmother would have called him a hairdresser?
She called fags hairdressers. She said all fags were hairdressers.
She's so adorable, RD.
She called black people darkies.
No, I'm homeschooling her because the school's closed. So we have to do some homeschooling.
What are you teaching her? Obviously, you're not teaching her manners. You ought to start with that.
No, we don't do that over here.
I can tell.
Yeah. It's called freedom.
Ugh.
Don't-
All
don't-
Mr. Midnight Movie got was
Don't
3
tell
thumbs
anybody
down.
else what to do. That's called freedom.
Jew.
Let me help him out with that.
There you go. That's my guy. Hi, babe.
Mm.
I know. It's over. We're off that show now.
Awful, an awful show.
Nick, is Howard one of your favorite people to listen to?
Oh, hell yeah. He loves him.
He loves Howard.
Because he's a fucking asshole.
Nick loves Howard. I don't know why, but he does.
I used to like Howard a lot, and Mr. Solutions as well, by the way.
What do you mean you
Very much
used to like me? What happened to you?
Well, you don't. I don't listen to the shows that much, so I can't really tell.
Oh, so you
Used
don't
to be
like
on
me
better
anymore? That makes no sense
I'm-
at all.
No, you're not listening. I don't listen to the shows that much, and I don't think there are as much shows as there used to be.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Right, Debbie?
That's right.
So that's all I'm saying.
Debbie used to do a show every night. I think
Yeah,
we need to start doing
that's
that again. Especially now at the end of the world.
And back then, we used to follow up on our show, the Barco and the gang, so
Barco.
be a thing.
I only met him once.
Yeah, it's probably the last time. I don't think he's around anymore.
Hope he's still alive.
I
He
doubt
was
it.
doing a lot of heroin when I met him.
I think he's dead.
Wait a minute. You physically met him?
No. I just
Oh.
watched him on video doing heroin and talking to him. He's really smart.
He's very smart.
He's funny too.
He's very funny.
He's so smart, but he's
Can't be that-
on heroin.
Can't be that smart if he's doing heroin.
That's what I was thinking.
Nick.
He probably just has a addictive personality.
Oh, yeah. I have an addictive personality, too, but you don't see me doing
Yeah,
heroin.
me too.
You know what I'm addicted
Oh, but
to,
you do other
RD?
stuff. You're probably like
Pussy and,
rearranging.
pussy and blowjobs.
Oh, that's also a good. You got to do something if you have a. I have an addictive, like an addictive personality as well. I got to do stuff so I don't wind up doing stupid stuff.
Oh,
You
tell
gotta
me what you
replace it
do.
with something. I do all sorts of things. Like I'm a big fan of fantasy games. So like right now with the darts, I'm just watching darts all day
Fantasy games.
and following my fantasy team. Anything you can spend your time on. I like working with numbers, so I like doing the stats things and everything. But I used to like smoking weed all day. I mean, is probably better.
Oh, that's a surprise. I would never have guessed that.
Well, I'm from Holland. Jeez. It's mandatory almost.
Wasn't that like a long time ago? Like 5 years now, though?
No, way more. I quit
Yeah.
smoking like 10 years ago. I quit weed
Yeah.
at like, I think I quit weed at like 25. So it was over like 18, 19 years ago. Something like that.
Nick's a big pot smoker.
How much weed do you supply your little girl?
No, nothing yet. I'm
At
still
what
hoping
age will
we'll
you give
get,
her some when she wants it?
Well, I'm still waiting for government sponsored weed to be a thing. You know. We're a little behind on some states in America. We still do the half-ass thing where criminals make the weed, so it's legal to buy, but it's not legal to sell or grow. It's a weird situation.
Oh, coming from your country? I'm so surprised.
Well, the thing is, everybody always thinks that everything's allowed here, but it's not. You can only grow for yourself. You can't grow and sell. It's what the criminals do, and the police just turns a blind eye. It's a weird situation. I think should just 100% legalize it, but we're not that liberal, I guess. Or maybe liberal is the wrong word.
Oh, yes, you are.
I mean, as a country.
Yeah,
I'm for it. I'm all for it, and even the public might be for it, but this political party, they think that clamping down on everything always
Nick,
works.
have you ever smoked weed?
No.
Why? Have you ever wanted to?
No.
Does your dad smoke weed?
No.
You want Debbie to send you some?
You might like it. I took a drug test the other day for my new job.
What job is that?
My job, I start Monday. I landed a big one, Howard.
Oh, wait a minute. And this is a work at home job, and they gave you a drug test?
Nope, this is not a work at home job. I have a beautiful office.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Pretty high paying too. I got what I wanted out of them.
Are you gonna tell your boss to go eat shit and die?
Tell my father? Is that what you said?
No. What did you tell your old boss? Eat shit and die?
Worse than that.
Go suck a dick? I forget what you said.
I told the two regional director, the national director and the regional director of sales. I said, y'all can suck my non-existent dick.
and see, I told you, your non-existent dick is bigger than JP's.
And the way they did it was so horrible. I got my check on November the 30th, my check, which is supposed to be my check that has my commission on it. There was $35 worth of commission. So I called Human Resources. I said, there's got to be a mistake on my check. And they go, nope. They cut everybody's, they robbed me of 16 trips, 16 vacations that I had booked.
You're not allowed to do that. That's a
Well,
breach of contract.
They did it, Jew. Then tell me what to do. They did it.
You sue them.
That's what they say to do because I'm in the state of Texas. But they're based.
Well, go to Equal Opportunity Employment and have them sue for you.
Well, I threatened them in an email, and just out of the clear blue sky, I got a $2,200 check from them yesterday.
Well, threaten them again.
I couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock.
Right.
Because they have a history of doing that when they have a top salesman and they're getting whatever on they want more money or whatever because it was Christmas, they'll let a few of the salesmen just because they know we're going to quit when they do it. And they did it to me and my friend named Weeks that comes into the chat room sometimes. They did it to him too. They did it to him and me and about 4 other girls. And they're like, so they kept all of that money that I raked in on 16 vacations.
Are you in like a big Discord server with all the employees and stuff?
No, that was my other job.
Oh, okay.
But I am with 2 of them. You know, the guy named Weeks was here, that guy. He was there. He was with me. And now he's in another. He landed a big job.
Wait a second. You know Weeks?
Yeah.
Short, fat, thin, tall guy, right?
Exactly. Kind of a reddish brown, black hair. No, his name on Discord is called Weeks was here. He worked with me at that company. And he was also an agent. And he walked out 2 days after I walked out. He goes, man, I heard you really bawled him out. I said, yeah, I did. I got him on Zoom. Darren, and they just sat there looking at me. I had him on fucking...
You didn't record the...
No, I didn't fucking record it.
Debbie.
But I had him on Zoom, and I looked at them in their faces, pointing my finger. I said, you are a fucking piece of shit. All of you. I said, fuck you and fuck you too. And this was the national director of sales. And they just sat there staring at me. I said, you can sit here and stare at me all you want. I said, you know I'm right. I said, I busted my ass to get those fucking sales for you pieces of shit. And now you're not going to fucking pay me? I said, fuck you and fuck you. And I took their computer and I threw it across the room. I threw the mouse.
I wish you would have recorded it. It'd been
I
so
know.
good.
I've got some of it because I had hit record on my phone, and I've got some of it. You can hear me, and they're going, Debbie, that's really not the way we like to do business. I said, fuck your business. What do you mean this is not the way we like to do business? I said, so you just fuck people like that? I said, screw you. I said, you'll never. They said, well, can't you just go back on the phones and we'll work it out? I said, you can shove it up your fucking ass. I'm walking, and I walked. I'm sorry. I was livid. Darren, I don't think I had been that mad. I called Heather, and she was in school. She's a teacher now. And she goes, Mom, I'll have to call you back. And I said, I've never been that mad in my fucking life.
Well, I'm glad you got a new job. Is it similar?
No, it's higher paying, and it's a better job and everything. It's just unbelievable. Heather can't believe how much money they offered me. I mean, I got the offer. I signed the offer Friday, the offer letter, and they sent an email today that said, we want Debbie to start on the 21st, get her business cards done. I was like, okay.
Nice.
I just love to think about what Nick's thinking. Let me tell you what I said in the email. Listen to this. Okay, listen. You ready? I'm going to tell you what I said. This is to my this is the regional director. I said, here it is. To Brittany, Danny, Danny. There it is. Okay. Wait a minute. That's the other one. It's Denise. When you hear me say Denise, that's her. And I sent her, oh, hi, I'm looking so forward to meeting with your director tomorrow. That's my new job. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. It's right. I am in... No, that's Heather's. Hold on. You got to hear this. I'm proud of it. Wait a minute. It says...
You told them off and you got a new job. We're proud of you, Debbie.
Darren, it was not right what they did, and I can tell you that it just... unbelievable shit.
No, doesn't sound like it.
Denise gave you up. What does that mean? Okay, hold on. Denise gave you up. What is that? Okay, here we go. Denise. No, it's Murphy. I gotta find it. I'm on all caps lock. Murphy. Okay, here it is. You ready? I used to get so mad that I would just say, I'm out sick today. Denise, I want you to know first and foremost that this has nothing to do with you personally. I think you're a really nice person, and I'm thankful that we met. This is a bad company. Agents are set up to fail. There are so many goddamn stipulations for receiving bonus money for sales that it is impossible. I said, sure, it's easy for somebody to tell us to wait and no problem. But now I see all you wanted to do was for me to build a pipeline for this company to profit off of. This company is lacking in so many ways. People are never going to make it here. Nobody teaches you anything. You have to jump through hoops to get bonuses. Several agents that I know are in constant contact at this present time in a chat room called discord.com. We exchange opinions and ideas on the horrible conditions that these agents and I are thrust into. We were never told about percentages and all this other. Y'all won't understand if I tell you what it is because it's just all this talk that has to do with travel. We were never told about FCCQ. We were never told about the other ridiculous hoops. I said, we all now see that this company is set up on a rotating basis of bringing in new agents, getting them to fill a pipeline, paying them bonus monies for the first few months, and then after that, they know that any person with any sense of intelligence will see that this company is purposely robbing us of bonus pay and quit. But to this company, it's okay because of the new batch of agents that are coming up. I honestly don't see how Quinette sleeps at night knowing what she's doing. The Asian Q&A team that grades the calls that we're on are liars. They lie about what is said and not said. I have a running list of lies that have been marked against me. This company is a sham, and I should warn you that there are several people that are considering a class action suit. People are not going to just sit back and take this, Denise, and you know it. I worked hard to obtain what I did for this company, and now they're not paying me. I feel sorry for anybody that works at this horrible place. You may think that this sounds stupid and that I'm being paranoid, but I assure you that I'm not. To you personally, Denise, get out of this place. You're working for evil people that are running a scam. You're better than this. Former agent Debbie Montoya. That was to my personal regional sales manager. And she's good looking and beautiful and cool as fuck. I didn't want to chew her out.
Did she respond?
Yeah, she wrote back. I've got a hold of the district. I got a hold of the national salesman. The national sales director chewed his ass out because he could make the decision on who gets paid. And I said,
but even if you got paid, you still didn't like the system.
I hear she has a wicked yeast infection.
Oh, she thinks her shit doesn't stink.
How did she respond to that?
I recorded some of it. Wait, it's on one. I got so mad. I thought, Heather, record it. I knew Heather would say, Mom, record it. It's on my videos. And you can hear a little bit of the girl going, Debbie, that's really not the way we do things, Debbie. And I said, I hold on, here it is.
So she didn't agree with you?
Well, yeah, she did. And they didn't know what to say, Darren. They were sitting there, with their... They were caught. They were busted. I figured it out. I said,
they were naked, and you told them they didn't have any clothes on.
Exactly. That's exactly. Even Heather said, Mom, what could they say?
Tell you what, Darren, that's not a problem in a nudist colony. You ought to get away from that.
Oh, it's on my computer. That's right. Heather goes, Mom, I'm downloading this all on your system, so you'll have it.
Nick, you're up late. Whenever you're on Debbie's show, you always stay up late.
Nick.
He usually goes to bed at 12.
Sometimes when I say stuff, he'll start laughing so hard he can't breathe. He'll go, and I'm like, Nick, stop laughing. Think of something sad.
I haven't talked to Nick much lately. I'm glad he's here.
Well, there he is. Where is it? Okay. Do you know how many times I said, I'm sick, and I would go, and I would just log off and go shopping? I would. I can't tell you how many times I did that. I even told them I had COVID-19. They said, well, do you need to quarantine and not work? I said, yeah, I'm going to go shop and I'll see you guys later. I mean, I'm sick.
I was listening to, I've heard 3 radio personalities that I've heard that have had COVID. Like, One of them just kept doing his show through it. He goes, "Yeah, I've got COVID. I'm going to tell you what it's like." And I still don't know anyone that's died. Not one person.
Don't say that.
I don't.
You'll jinx it.
They're all old, fat people.
I just think they have everybody down is dying from COVID-19, and it's not true. I just don't think it's true.
Well, the death numbers are down for the year. Less people are dying of flu. There's no flu anymore. It's all COVID. You know why? It's because
I think this is one of them. Listen to
Trump
this.
gives them
Here
like
we go.
39 grand.
I think this is one of the recordings. Here we go. This is her.
And so I know that coming from a place with a mom background, probably where you had a more flexible schedule, it does take some time to get used to.
That's the national sales director. Watch me when I talk to her.
In our communities, we have a set time. We need our sales leaders to be in the communities by now.
I said, well, I can't get in there at that time. They go, okay. Well, then we'll go ahead and give you, how about 10 to 6, Debbie? Can you do that? And this was when I was trying to walk this time. Listen.
Most of them leave sometime between 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening, just depending on, what their tour schedule is like. And if there is going to be a time where you're going to be late, I need to know. And so does Kelly.
Okay, that's me tapping my pencil right there, just staring at her going tap, 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 tap. Not saying a fucking word.
I need to know.
Listen to me.
I'm sorry I'm late. That's okay. That's all right. Hi, Lydia. Just going over some of the things with Debbie about attendance. Yes. So,
oh no, that's the big dick. That's the vice president of operations on the call this time. The one that goes, yes.
It's not that you can't ever have a day off or take a doctor's appointment. We have to know ahead of time. And it can't.
That's me going. I'm tapping my nails on the desk on camera. On camera. On fucking camera.
Keep playing. This is great.
I'm just 40 minutes late today, or I missed my exit, and not tell me, because I know, one day you missed your exit. Well, you gotta tell me when those things happen, because we rely on.
I wasn't 40 minutes late on my first day. That was my first day, 7:20.
What, Angel? What did you say? I'm sorry.
Her voice is awful. How'd she get to her position?
I don't know. She probably weighs, I'm not exaggerating, 600 pounds.
Not that much. Come on.
A minimum of 420.
That is possible, but 600.
Because you were 40 minutes really late your first day. I said I wasn't 40 minutes late my first day.
Well, this is documentation.
I wasn't 40 minutes late on my first day. I know I wasn't. That was my first day.
I think probably what we're the general tone though is, since you.
That's the vice president of operations.
Started with us, and it's been a very short time frame. You've been late more than once.
I go, so fire me. That's what I say. I go, so why don't you fire me? I don't know.
She sounds like a capable person.
Yeah, she's got her shit together. This woman is the vice president of operations.
Right. And I'm trying to correct that. I live 35 miles away, and I take LBJ all the way out, and it's just stops, and it's just stops. So I'm going to have to start leaving home at 7:30 to get here.
So I will say, and I'll tell you this, Debbie, I have had other sales leaders at the Bentley that worked.
She's calling me a sales leader because I took off in 2 weeks at that company. I was already boom. I was leading. I mean, I was really killed. They're doing anything to keep me at this point. The next one is even more horrible.
A 10 to 7 schedule, came in.
Now she's down to 10 to 7. She's fixing to say, can you come in? How about any time that you want to come in? How about that? She basically says that. And then when they finish, I said, can I go? I've got work to do.
And I've had that, and there's something that we could look into. because of the traffic on LBJ. I mean, it was that same thing.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's like I just get there and I just sit and I'm like, guys, I'm looking at my clock going.
Yeah, and so I actually did have a previous sales leader that worked at the Bentley that lived far away, and so we changed her schedule.
The Bentley's a building.
I think she worked like 10:30 to 7 or something like that, so she would miss the traffic.
Now we're down to 10:30 to 7.
We might look into that, but as of right now, you were hired in at 9 a.m. And so I know the traffic sucks, but...
Oh, I'm pissed off now. I've got my pencil going ting, 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 ting. Can you hear it?
Do you want me to produce? Do you want me... All you had to say was, do you want me to produce?
Oh, it gets ugly. It gets pretty ugly, I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
If there are days where you're sitting in traffic, you've got to let us know. And say, I left my house at 7:30. There's a huge wreck on LBJ. I've been sitting here for an hour and a half. Okay, you got to let us know that, though. Because if you don't show up until like 9:30, and you're supposed to be there at
9:30. Doesn't her voice make your teeth itch? Debbie.
And what happens if you're late? What happens?
Nothing. They just move my hours. They just move my hours.
They should just say, get here when you are producing. Get here when you want to. Have a good day. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. That's
Garrett,
what
I could screen share and show you my sales records that I screenshotted before I left there, which is really actually bad because it shows my clientele, and that's really top secret stuff. But I had 16. I booked in 2 weeks 16 freaking top-notch vacations for families. 10,000 a pop and up.
You do.
Because I
don't
can
understand why would you even need to go to work though?
Well,
can't you work from home?
No, because I've got an assistant, I've got printers, I've got free food, it's a beautiful office. You should see my office. Even Heather goes, Mom.
They talk about your new job or your old job?
Both. This one right here and the new one I'm going to is even better than that. Okay.
Oh, good.
Have you ever been to one of these places? These places are nice. It's like top notch.
And we don't know where you are. For one, we get worried about you. And two, it's just we could have somebody waiting at the front desk.
Now, this is before I quit. This was just...
He's really worried about you.
I
could tell he's really worried about you.
Let me go to the one when I chew the lady out.
To be there at the front desk. Yeah.
No, it's not the front desk. They're there. Christine was always there. Christine was always there.
People were there.
Okay, what is this one? Wait. God damn it.
And so I know that coming from a...
Wait, that's not it. It's got to be the next one. Hold on.
Would allow me to be Team Debbie. Every time I say something, you come back at me with something else. And I'm trying to mitigate the situation, but you're not holding me halfway.
I go, Kelly, you're a fucking joke. God. This is when Kelly's on the line. Kelly's the regional, not the regional. She's the national. No, the lady talking is the national sales director. Kelly, the mega bitch, is the regional. My manager, okay, that's the one that's there now, the mega bitch.
Okay, so what else?
I'm not really exactly sure where to go from here. This conversation is not exactly what I thought it would be.
What do you want me to say?
Of course.
I said that I changed on the check-ins. I got that down. I'm going to try as hard as I can to get here at 9, and unless you get the 10 thing.
I think we'll change the schedule till 10 o'clock. That's not a problem. Take care of it. Figure out.
I just changed company policy. Now they're just saying I can come in whenever you want to get here, Debbie. That's fine.
I'll send that over to you in writing. We do have to obviously document the screenings. We just can't get around that. And that's with any associate, I promise you.
Oh no, that's the big dick. This is like the vice president of something talking right now.
Understanding that you have to, on a go forward, if you are going to be late, just communicating with Kristen on it.
That's my assistant.
And she'll shoot this over to you for you to review after we make the modifications, and then you're welcome, to give us a call if you have any questions, sign off on it, send it back to us. That's kind of what we were we were really hoping just to have.
Now, you've got to remember, I'm on Zoom. They're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. And I'm over there just shuffling papers, looking around my desk. Watch what I say at the end. It's almost over.
Good, solid conversation, professional conversation about...
A professional
hey, listen,
conversation.
Like you said, we're getting off on the wrong foot here, both with Holiday as well as with the team at the Bentley. And with that said...
But don't you understand? You've got to understand the way this looks to me. You've got to see that. You're too beautiful.
Oh, shit. I just hit something. Hold on. I just accidentally gave out the name. It was Holiday. I'm sorry? Hold on.
No, I'm just laughing. This is great. I'm enjoying this. Where's Howard?
I can understand that. That's protocol. I can understand, not protocol, but that's rules. I can understand the check-in. But guys, she used slang. I mean, Nana, I'm sorry. That's fine.
She goes, Debbie spoke slang on the phone with one of her customers. I said, what the fuck are you talking about, Kelly? And I had a doctor on the line. And he goes, I was the doctor that was head of the oil spill. He was an older man. He goes, I headed up the investigation of the oil spill in the Exxon oil spill. And I said, wow. I go, how did you get that gig? And that was speaking slang to him. I closed the sale. But she goes, she spoke slang because she was jealous that I was kicking ass and taking names. Am I talking too much here? Because I think that's where nobody was talking about anything else anyway. And
gig? So you said gig, and that's slang?
Yeah, and he loved me. So when he came in to pick up all of his paperwork, because he didn't want me to mail it, because he didn't want his wife to know, because he was going to surprise her, I said, may I ask you something, doctor? And he goes, yeah, Deb, what's up? I said, was I rude to you the other day? And he goes, no, we love you. Why? I said, that's all I wanted to know. Just wanted to make sure. Because she had gone to the national sales director and said, Debbie's talking, she's coming in late. She's talking slang on the phone. And I said,
slang.
Yeah, that's what she said. I said, are you out of your fucking mind? I said, have you lost your mind? Well,
she had it in for you.
Yeah, and let me show you why we know that to be true, because I recorded the conversation between her and I, and it gets pretty heated. This is the one, I'm going backwards here. It's right here. This is when her and I were.
It says right here under Jimmy Hennig, it says, scheduled visit canceled by Kelly Harden.
Because that's a scheduled visit, and we weren't having a scheduled visit. And there was also a virtual tour in there.
Mm-hmm.
There were multiples.
Multiples?
Yes, you had a virtual tour and you had a scheduled tour.
Okay, what she did is
what the hell?
When I was scheduling, when I was scheduling virtual tours.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Hold on a sec. Her voice changed. Like when the head lady was on, she was all nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She goes, Don't slam your hand on the desk with me. And I said, there's something wrong with you. I mean, because she
sounds like a different person now.
She was she was jealous because I was taking everything and running with it. And so she was taking my tours on my days off because I would just not show up on Mondays and Tuesdays. And I even had a guy, I recorded the guy on a phone call also because I cover my ass. I record stuff. And he goes, Debbie.
I know you do.
He goes, Debbie, why did that lady call me on Monday and tour? I was going to tour with you. And what a tour is when I get on Zoom with them and I walk them through the entire vacation. I said, we're going to go here, we're going to stay here, we're going to go here. This is our aircraft, this is our pilot. Go through the whole thing. And
it's going to be fun.
You're selling a $14,000 or $20,000 trip. And they're going to fund it. And once it gets funded, I get a notification through my email that it has been funded. And he funded the next day. And she tried to take it away. She goes, Debbie, I toured him on Monday. I said, I don't give a fuck what you did, Kelly. It wasn't your tour. I said, you went behind my back and called Jimmy and toured him. And he was very upset about it and had his attorney call me. She goes, I need to speak to his attorney. I said, I said, there's something wrong with you. That was when it went to shit. Then when they screwed me on all of my on my vacations, I said, I'm gone. That's why I don't work.
You need the one angry Jew to represent you.
Yeah, you do. You need to help. Y'all need to help me. And so I walked, and that's why I don't have.
I'm going to let you all know I'm probably going to die.
Well, that's good.
My temperature is 98.3. It's going in the wrong direction.
You're not
By
sick.
tonight, it'll be 95.
You idiot. You're not sick. What happened to just having a fever sometimes and getting sick? Why does it have to be COVID, everybody? I don't believe that. I just
Because
don't.
we don't have any COVID.
I don't believe it. I'm doing a facial while I'm talking to you guys.
You're giving somebody a facial?
No, me, myself.
Is Vic involved?
He's asleep.
Okay.
He's asleep.
I have a friend that's a contact tracer,
Mm-hmm.
and he says that it's real, and he can't talk about what's really going on.
What does that mean?
Democrat?
Can't you tell me what's going on? I really can't. I was like, come on. No, I can't. And it's like, okay, whatever.
Have you heard anybody give Trump credit for bringing a vaccine when he said he would?
Hell no. And you're not going to?
I did.
You did?
I finally did.
Who?
On CNN, they finally gave him credit, and then he tweeted him, thank you.
Wow.
And he posted the link
Did
to
that
the,
person at
CNN.
CNN get fired?
Jake Tapper.
Oh, Jake Tapper should die a horrible death.
He's horrible, but he did give him a little credit.
You know, I've revised my killing the farmers here in Thailand. I think that they should be burned with their crops.
It's funny. It's good stuff.
Where's RD? Gone?
I think the baby was driving him nuts.
That's not a baby.
Well, his child was driving him nuts, and he didn't
Yes.
want it.
Besides, that child probably has a supply of condoms and birth control and is just ready for the monthly allotment of pot.
Nah, he's a good dad. You can't touch him. Nothing rattles him. You couldn't rattle him if you told him his house was on fire.
He just, well, that's a good suggestion, because that whole thing about moving out of the country was just stupid.
RD sent me some of the most compelling audio that, here it is, a message to America. Did you hear this, Mr. Midnight Jew?
No, I didn't.
He's good.
No.
I love this guy.
Why does Mark Zuckerberg look like a freak?
He looks like an alien, Jew. Have you seen his most recent thing where he sits there and goes, Mr. Senator?
Well, I'm watching.
They're going
I'm
down.
watching the body language lady critique Zuckerberg, but he's such a bizarre. You would think that with his kind of money, that he would look better, and not like such a.
Yeah, he looks like an alien. An alien. Say it. It's an alien. He looks like.
Well, I don't have
be,
a problem.
It's going to be
I
proven.
am from Planet Zuckerberg.
I would like
They're
him
all
burned
cahoots.
into farmers' crops as well. So we could we just start throwing people in there?
Yeah. Let me know. I'll help.
No.
Did you guys
Great.
Did you
What do you
guys see
think?
them when they were the
Pardon.
Twitter guy and Zuckerberg
Yes.
were asked
Loved
about
it.
the coordination between Google and
Loved
Twitter
it,
and
loved it.
Facebook?
He was
They
just.
are fucking guilty as hell.
Oh, my God.
Someone read the 132-page lawsuit that 48 states have done against Facebook.
Jew, you got to hear some
And,
of this. Listen, I'll play some of it. Hold on. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard. I listened to it last night. Zuckerberg. Why do we hate that guy? Is it his money?
He's not telling the truth. That's why. He's not being
Zuckerberg.
honest.
Is it interrogation or testimony? Which one? Let me see. I'll find it.
Aren't they the same thing?
Let's see. 2 years ago.
No, it's the one like a month ago.
Here it is. Republican Senator grills Zuckerberg on Facebook, Google, and Twitter being
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Listen
And
to
they
this.
were. You could
Thank
Thank you,
tell
Mr.
that's
Chairman.
what
In
line.
the late 19th century, the heads of the biggest corporations in America, the robber barons, got together and they set rates, they set prices.
The robber
they determined
barons.
how they would control information flow. They determined how they get rid of competition. And I'll be darned if we aren't right back there again. Except for this time, you're the robber barons. Your companies are the most powerful companies in the world. And I want to talk about how you're coordinating together to control information. In recent days, my office was contacted by a Facebook whistleblower, a former employee of the company with direct knowledge of the company's content moderation practices. And I want to start by talking about an internal platform called Tasks that Facebook uses to coordinate projects, including censorship. The Tasks platform allows Facebook employees to communicate about projects they're working on together. That includes Facebook's censorship teams, including the so-called community well-being team, the integrity team, and the hate speech engineering team, who all use the Task platform to discuss which individuals or hashtags or websites to ban. Now, Mr. Zuckerberg, you're familiar with the Task platform, aren't you?
Senator, we use the task system for, I think it's, as you say, for people coordinating all kinds of work across the company, although I'm not sure if I'd agree with the characterization specifically around content moderation that you gave.
Well, let's get into that, and let me see if we can refresh your memory and provide folks at home watching with an example. Here over my shoulder is an example. It's a screenshot of the Task platform in use. You'll notice if the cameras zoom in, several references to election integrity throughout on these lists of tasks. Again, this is shared across Facebook's sites, company locations, by working groups. What particularly intrigued me is that the platform reflects censorship input from Google and Twitter as well. So Facebook, as I understand it, Facebook censorship teams communicate with their counterparts at Twitter and Google and then enter those companies' suggestions for censorship onto the Task platform so that Facebook can then follow up with them and effectively coordinate their censorship efforts. Mr. Zuckerberg, let me just ask you directly, under oath now, does Facebook coordinate its content moderation policies or efforts in any way with Google or Twitter?
Senator, let me be clear about this.
I'm dead to rights.
We do coordinate on and share signals on security-related topics. So, for example, if there is signal around a terrorist attack or around child exploitation imagery or around a foreign government creating an influence operation, that is an area
He's fixing to prove him wrong.
Do share signals about what they see, but I think it's important to be very clear that that is distinct from the content moderation policies that we or the other companies have, where once we share intelligence or signals between the companies, each company makes its own assessment of the right way to address and deal with that information.
Well, I'm talking about content moderation. I'm talking about individuals, websites, hashtags, phrases to ban. Is it your testimony that you do not communicate with Twitter or Google about content moderation, about individuals, websites, phrases, hashtags to ban? Just yes or no. Do you communicate with Twitter or Google about coordinating your policies in this way?
Senator, we do not coordinate our policies.
Do your Facebook content moderation teams communicate with their counterparts at Twitter or Google?
Senator, I'm not aware of anything specific, but I think it would be probably pretty normal for people to talk to their peers and colleagues in the industry.
It would be normal, but you don't do it?
No, I'm saying that I'm not aware of any particular conversation, but I would expect that some level of communication probably happens.
In cahoots.
Jew, is that a gotcha
They're going
moment?
down.
Jew, is that a gotcha moment or not? Wait.
They are going down.
Is he wavering? I mean, is that legal for him to say, I'm not aware of a conversation, so he's not actually denying it?
He's shocked.
Well,
He's
what conversation is he not aware of?
I think they're setting him up.
He knows,
from coordinating
he knows everything.
What our policies are or our responses.
He lies
specific.
better than JP.
He's a good liar.
Well, fortunately, I understand that the Task platform is searchable. So will you provide a list of every mention of Google or Twitter from the Tasks platform to this committee?
Senator, that's something that I can follow up with you and your team after on.
Well, yes or no?
Yeah.
I don't want to
answer
but why don't you
right now,
commit while I've got you here under oath? It's so much better to do this under oath. Will you commit now to providing a list from the Tasks platform of every mention of Google or Twitter?
Senator, respectfully, I'm without having looked into this, I'm not aware of any sensitivity that might exist around that. So I don't think it would be wise for me to commit to that right now. But I would be happy to follow.
How many items on the Task platform reflect that Facebook, Twitter, and Google are sharing information about websites or hashtags or platforms that they want to suppress?
Senator, I do not know.
Will you provide a list of every website and hashtag that Facebook content moderation teams have discussed banning on the Task platform?
Senator, again, I would be happy to follow up with you or your team to discuss further how we might move forward on that. But without
will you commit to it here? Senator Cruz and Senator Lee both asked you for lists of individuals, websites, entities that have been subject to content moderation. You expressed doubt about whether any such information exists, but you've also now said that the Task website, you've acknowledged the Task platform exists, that it is searchable. So will you commit to providing the information you have logged on the Task website about content moderation that your company is
not going to
undertaking?
do that.
Yes or no?
Senator, I think it would be better to follow up once I've had a chance to discuss with my team what any sensitivity around that would be that might prevent the kind of sharing that you're talking about. But once I've done that, I would be happy to follow up.
All right. So you won't commit to do it here. We could, of course, subpoena this information, but I'd much rather get it from you voluntarily. But I think let everybody take note that Mr. Zuckerberg has now repeatedly refused to provide information that he knows that he has and has now acknowledged that he has, that Tasks has under oath. Let me switch to a different topic. Mr. Zuckerberg, tell me about Sintra. What is the Facebook internal tool called Sintra?
Senator, I'm not aware of any tool with that name.
Let me see if this refreshes your memory. There's a demonstrative now over my shoulder. Sintra is a tool that Facebook uses to track its users, not just on Facebook, but across the entire internet. Sintra tracks different profiles that a user visits, their message recipients, their linked accounts, the pages they visit around the web that have Facebook buttons. Sintra also uses behavioral data to monitor.
Okay, Jew, why would they do that? What would be the purpose of them doing that?
Because they do exactly what China does. They monitor everything. Mm-hmm. They record everything. All of that data is worth money.
They're not so they sell that to the government or something?
They sell that to anybody who offers it. You don't have any idea where it goes or who's using it. Well, you ask yourself, how does China use all that data that they take from everybody? They force them in China to use their own homegrown apps.
If I owned my own travel agent and they had people looking up, hey, let's look up a trip to Disney World, then I would want to buy those people or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, gotcha. I think
maybe.
Did you know that during the election that only the Democrats got the "Go vote today, go vote" on their phones?
Really?
Yes.
I just don't see how they
breaking the law.
I just don't see how they can celebrate when they know that they rigged that election.
They're not going to celebrate. They're fucking going down in the next 2 weeks. You watch.
Well,
that's my prediction.
They don't care that they rigged it. How do we know that Bill Wagner's dead?
I don't think he is. It's nowhere I can find
it. Well, I'm serious. How do we know Bill Wagner is dead?
Maybe he just dropped out like Jim Morrison.
He told me he was leaving the country.
He did?
Oh, he's been saying that for years now.
He doesn't have a dime to his name. To leave a country, you've got to have bank.
And he doesn't understand what you need to do. Wait a minute. He doesn't understand. He didn't understand what you needed to do in order to. First of all, Bill wanted to come here and set up shop with me. That would have been a nightmare.
Me too.
He told me that if he ran out of his whatever drug. What was he addicted to?
Pain pills, hydrocodone, heroin.
No.
No, it was to relax him. It was the old school.
The Xanax.
Xanax.
No.
Bill, I'll tell you right now. No. Bill was addicted to Xanax.
It was Valium, and he told me once.
No, I don't think so. I think that Xanax and Valium, of the two, I think Xanax is worse than Valium.
Xanax is a hurricane. Valium.
He told me that he couldn't afford it anymore.
Listen to me. Hold on. There's only one person in this conversation that knows more about Bill than everybody, and that's me.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about. Let him talk.
I'm telling you, Bill was addicted to Xanax, not by his own fault. Maybe it was at some point, but they put him on Xanax because he had some kind of seizure issue, but he was taking so much of that. And if you all thought he was on pain medicine or illegal drugs, he wasn't, because I have for a fact, I have the court videos of Bill going to court in order to get back his children. So I know what drugs Bill was taking because it came up in court. He was taking Xanax, and he was taking, according to the judge, 9 times the levels she had ever seen.
God.
Yes.
She made the comment in court. She didn't even understand how he could stand upright. He could even form a sentence with as much Xanax as he has in his system.
Remember when he was on that live webcam and he was like going, he passed out and stuff? Remember?
Well, that was something else. I don't know. He might have been on something else at that point, but he was, and you can't stop taking Xanax. You can't. If you run out of it, you'll die.
That's what he said. He said he was scared to death of dying. He told me that.
Well, he was exactly right. If he ran out of money...
2 weeks before he died, he told me that. He told me this long story about taking his kid to Chicago or something. He thought he was just going to go visit, and then they took the kid away from him. And the whole thing was really sad.
Look, I was very involved in all of that. I know exactly what went on. I have videos of the court proceedings. They videoed it. I have them.
He probably ran out of money and ran out of the drug, and he probably just died.
It's very possible. No, it's very possible he did.
There's no record of his death anywhere in the United States system.
Yeah, how can that be?
The coroner didn't what's his face call the coroner's office, and they said they did have him. I heard that audio.
Well, how could
I can't find him anywhere. I've looked everywhere. I've even paid money. I got so mad one day. I paid the $39 to go in and get to get to the actual court. Because wouldn't they show him dead in Cincinnati, Jew?
I don't know. He was officially living in Las Vegas.
Well, they don't have it in that county, which is Clark County. They do not have a death certificate or a record of death for William. What is his name? It's William
T. Wagner. And you're not going to find a driver's license. You know why? He doesn't drive.
I think he passed away. I do.
There would be a record of it, though, Darren. I can find my little brother's record of his death, my mother's record of her. I can find everybody's, but his is nowhere. Not in Clark County and not in Cincinnati either.
He did say he was going to disappear. He did say that.
Yeah, but he's been saying that for years. That was all talk.
He would have to have money to do that. You can't you got to have airline tickets, gasoline, hotels, food, accommodations. You don't just, walk away. I know you know that, Darren. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence.
That'd be funny if he showed up again.
Most of these countries, you have to have a certain amount of money. If you show up in Thailand and you don't have enough cash in your pocket, they could keep you from coming into the country. If they suspect that something's up with you, that's usually their go-to. They'll say, "Well, show us. I forget how much it is. A couple $1,000. And if you can't do that, they can say, "Nope, we're not letting you in."
Okay, the end of this testimony is excellent. Listen, we're almost done. We got about just a little bit more left.
Monitor users' accounts, even if those accounts are registered under a different name. And you can see a shot
here. This senator has a great voice and a great diction.
Screenshot provided to us of the Centra platform. We blocked out the user's name in the interest of privacy, although you can see this individual's birth date and age, when they first started using Facebook, their last login, as well as all manner of trackings. How many different devices have they used to access Facebook? How many different accounts are associated with their name? What accounts have they visited? What photos have they tagged? And on and on and on. Mr. Zuckerberg, how many accounts in the United States have been subject to review and shut down through Centra?
Senator, I do not know because I'm not actually familiar with the name of that tool. I'm sure that we have tools that help us with our platform and community integrity work, but I am not familiar with that name.
Do you have a tool that does exactly what I've described and that you can see here over my shoulder? Or are you saying that that doesn't exist?
Senator, I'm saying that I'm not familiar with it and that I'd be happy to follow up. And get you and your team the information that you would like on this. But I'm limited in what I can, what I'm.
Because he's risking everybody leaving Facebook, a mass exodus.
He's lying right now.
If he says, yeah, we track everybody like a motherfucker.
It's like listening to Tanya Harding. You can tell he's lying.
It's like listening to Hillary Clinton at the Benghazi hearings.
I'm familiar with and can share today.
It's always amazing to me, Mr. Chairman, how many people before this committee suddenly develop amnesia. Maybe it is something about the air in the room. Let me ask you this. When a Facebook employee accesses a user's private information, like their private messages or their personally identifiable data, is a record made of that, Mr. Zuckerberg?
Sorry, Senator, could you repeat that?
Is a record made of any time a Facebook employee accesses a user's private information, personally identifiable information, for example, messages? Is a record made anytime a Facebook employee does that?
Senator, I believe so.
Does it trigger an audit?
Senator, I think sometimes it may.
How many audits have been conducted?
Senator, I do not know the exact number of audits.
Can you give me a list?
Senator, we can follow up on that to see what would be useful here.
Will you? I'm almost finished, Mr. Chairman. Will you commit to giving us a list of the number of times Facebook employees have accessed users' personal account information without their knowledge? Yes or no?
Senator, we should follow up on what would be useful here. It is, of course, in the operations of the company, if someone reports something, sometimes necessary for people at the company to go review and understand the context around what is happening when someone reports something. So this is fairly frequent and is a matter of course. We do have security systems that can detect anomalous patterns to flag, but we should follow up in more detail on what you're interested in.
Mr. Chairman, I'll just say in closing that what we have here is clear evidence of coordination between Twitter, Google, and Facebook. Mr. Zuckerberg knows he has the tools to track this, but he either doesn't remember or won't commit to letting us see it. We have evidence of Facebook tracking its own users all across the web. Mr. Zuckerberg won't answer questions about it, can't remember the name, isn't sure if the tool is deployed in this way, and won't commit to giving us basic information. I submit to you that this is both totally unacceptable and totally predictable, because it is exactly what these tech companies have done to the American people and to Congress for years now, which is why it is time we took action against these modern-day robber barons. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That is the greatest freaking gotcha moment.
I love him.
No, but it's not a gotcha moment because nothing's going to happen to Zuckerberg.
You don't know that.
It's going to happen this week.
Of course I know that because it's going to go. Look, you all think that because maybe Trump, and I hope he does, but you all think that because maybe Trump is going to be inaugurated, that somehow the Republicans have backbone and they're going to do anything. The first 2 years of Trump's administration, the Republicans did nothing. They did nothing.
48 lawsuits that went in 3 days ago against Facebook.
Yeah, okay, so what? But the Republicans did nothing when they had power.
That's true.
They did nothing. So Tell me,
that's because
tell
there's
me
so many
what
never
you think they're
Trumpers.
going to do.
Everybody thought he was guilty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry, my bad.
What makes you think the Republicans will do anything? Tell me about Trey Gowdy. What did Trey Gowdy ever do?
He ended up quitting.
Except land himself a job on Fox News.
Yeah.
He's probably compromised.
What happened to the head of the FBI that did all that lying?
Comey?
Why is Christopher Wray still in charge of the FBI?
Where's the head of the CIA? Where is she? She disappeared like a fart in the wind. We haven't heard from her in a month.
Well, you haven't heard from Contilla Harris either, who has not resigned her senator position.
No, she isn't. She isn't saying a damn thing. She isn't. It's really strange. Ever since she was on Colbert and she said, Black Lives Matter protests are going to go all the way through the election. And then after that, you barely heard from her except for the night of the speech and then like one other day, and that was it. It was all done. You haven't heard anything from her. Nothing.
So when do you think the Republicans are going to step up and do something?
Well,
go ahead. Give me an example of what the Republicans
I think they're
have
behind
done.
the eight ball. I think they got a little bit behind. I think there was a lot of people that were.
Come on!
I think that the head of Homeland Security.
Tell me what the Republicans have done.
Let him answer, Jim.
Anywhere.
He's going to answer you. Listen. Go ahead. What'd you say, Darren? You were fixing
I think that the head of Homeland Security was not on the good side, and he was holding things back. And they're supposed to come out tomorrow with the executive order, and I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow now because he said that they've got so much stuff coming in. It's going to take till January. So hopefully they get an extension.
Okay,
hopefully
so where is Durham? Where's the Durham report? Where are all the indictments from Durham? Durham, you know.
Well,
Durham.
you know
One
that
is
none of the
supposed to be
indictments
investigating
can come out until
everything. Where are they?
No indictments can come out until January 3rd, right?
What does that mean? No indictments.
Well, if there are indictments, waiting, they can't come out until January 3rd.
How about indictments for all the stuff that happened years ago?
Yeah, what about Hillary? She never got indicted for all those lies and having stuff on personal servers. I'm not asking you, Darren, but I'm just saying.
I have no idea. Who knows what he's going to do? I don't know. I can hope that he'll.
But wait a minute. Who is going to do?
Anybody.
Trump.
Trump doesn't run the Senate.
No, I think that eventually all this stuff will come out after January. But
when? And for what? What's going to happen with it? You can't give me an example of anything that the Republicans have come forward with and prosecuted.
No,
Nothing.
It's very frustrating. There's nobody that's been prosecuted for anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There was a rumor tonight that
why would you think that that's going to change?
Well, I know that no indictments can come out before January 3rd because of the 60-day rule. So let's see what happens.
Indictments for what? How about all the stuff they investigated 2 years ago? How about all the stuff that Trey Gowdy and Cruz and how about Lindsey Graham? Mm-hmm. Tell me what's come out of those committees. Nothing.
Everything just kind of fades away.
Yeah. Lindsey Graham and Pompeo are very interesting because they were both in the CIA. I think that Trump made a deal with both of them. I really do.
To do what?
Do what? I think he gave them a lifeline. So
I don't understand. What does that mean?
I think he made a deal with them.
For what?
Yeah, for what?
Pompeo.
For what?
Well, for not prosecuting him. Or maybe giving him a pardon.
Not prosecuting Trump for what?
Not Trump, Pompeo, and all those guys
that were part of the
Bush cabal.
Why would Trump want to protect
the CIA? They were both in the CIA.
So
Okay, we're going to switch
Clapper's
gears.
in the
Listen to this.
CIA, and I don't see anybody prosecuting him.
Listen to this, Jew and Darren, for just a second.
Hello, America. Thank you so much for asking me to contribute today to this event. And I bring you greetings from the newly declared fascist state of Britain.
It's David Icke.
I could have said America, or Canada, or France, or Spain, Germany, Australia, because what we are facing is a global fascist dictatorship that has been so long planned, which is why I could have warned about it over the last 30 years. Behind me is the English Channel. And if you go further out, it becomes the Atlantic. And around 3,500 miles, pretty much in that direction, is the coast of the United States. And it's funny because we give names like English Channel, like Atlantic, to what is actually the same body of water. Pacific, same. Indian Ocean, same. South China Sea, same. All these different names when everything is one ocean, one sea. And so it is with the human race. We give ourselves, and we are given, all these names and labels to define us, when actually all of us, none excluded, are different points of attention in the same flow of infinite
I can stop
awareness.
at any time you want to say something, so anybody just speak
Here
up.
we are looking at ourselves as divided into labels and names, when actually we're all expressions of the same consciousness, exploring forever. The names, the labels, are just brief experiences. As human is a brief experience for the consciousness that is having those experiences. What a different world it would be if we realized that we are all different expressions of each other. Here we are as one consciousness, being systematically divided and played off against each other. So we are in conflict and division, and a few hands on the strings of all sides can play us off against each other and therefore go on driving the human family into a Orwellian global dystopia. Up to this point, unchallenged, because we're too busy fighting ourselves.
Jew, why do they always talk about George Orwell? I never studied that before. What is that? What is George Orwell? Orwellian?
1984.
But what is that?
The future dystopia.
What? Say it again.
Let Darren tell you.
What is it, Darren?
You need to read the book.
But just give me the cliff notes real quick.
It's about basically what's going on right now.
What? What is? I mean, what is?
It's about the media controlling everything.
Okay.
We're not supposed to know that we are all one.
He had 656,000 live listens to this when he was doing it live.
Because the potential for people coming together in common cause is too great. Coming together in common cause to demand freedom. We are not looking at random events. What is happening now has not just come out of nowhere. It's been planned for enormous amounts of time. And through this process, everything has been put into place so that it can be played out.
He is going to say exactly in his words how I feel about what's going on in the world. This is what I want you to hear, Jew, right here.
Now, as that which has been in the hidden all these decades, all these centuries, has now entered the room and put itself on public display. And the key to reaching its goal of this global fascist dystopia is to divide and rule the target population. And my goodness, how they have worked to do that in America in the last few years. To divide America, to play different groups and beliefs off against each other. And the irony is that as that goes on, the cult, the global cult of secret societies and semi-secret groups that I've been exposing for 30 years, has everyone, all sides, in its gun sights. Whether Trump supporters in the Midwest or the wokers of California, all cultures, all races, all sexualities, all political beliefs are all in the gun sights of this cult. And if we go on being divided, then they will succeed. And where we are now is only where we are.
You know, you have to look at it. This is the way I look at it. I know sometimes I get kind of deep with people, kind of off the beaten path here, but I believe, and I know you're going to say she's a conspiracy theorist, crazy person. I believe that somewhere there's a group of very rich, powerful people, because the person with the most money is the shot caller. That's like that in any group, even if you're in a bar or if you're in a sorority. If you've got the money, you're the shot caller. And so what they're wanting to do is they're sick and tired of what's going on, and they're going to beat us all down until we just shut the fuck up, stay in our houses. That way we only have to listen to what they tell us. You know what I mean? It's like a mind. I think it's happening, and I can't believe that I'm going to be living in the era when
the deep state is the SES. I honestly do. Look it up, Debbie.
And I love these whistleblowers. Like the one that came out of Facebook. They must have pissed off the wrong employee, didn't they?
Look, if there was election fraud, whistleblowers are coming.
Do you think that Donald Trump, as pompous as that son of a bitch is going to sit back and let somebody make a fool out of him like this in the United States and get away with it?
He was not going to let this election go off without having something up his sleeve.
That's right. That's right, Nick. He's not going to do it. That's why he's so quiet right now. He's got a plan.
If he lost control and if he was losing and he had nothing, he would be red in the face, fucking acting like a fucking idiot. But he's not. He's golfing. He's talking about cucumbers.
Nobody's out there going, Biden won, Biden won. Nobody's saying a word because they're going, uh-oh, I think we're busted.
Yesterday he retweeted a tweet about the governor and the Secretary of State of Georgia being arrested and put in jail, and he said it's going to happen. So I don't think he's too worried.
They
it doesn't
are
seem
quiet.
like he is.
No, he doesn't. He's not packing either.
I don't know.
Bring back the
this
guillotine.
Could all be bullshit.
Yeah, I'm like the Jew. Let's just start, just start sinking cruise ships and stuff. Let's listen.
It's not where this is meant to go. Where this is heading is a global dystopia that would make the Nazis embarrassed at its scale and its depth. As Orwell talked about, if you want a picture of the future, then imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. That's where we're heading, and in 2020, so demonstrably, we are heading there so fast. But it doesn't have to be.
I disagree with him. We're already there.
There are billions of people in the target population. And at the core of this cult, you would get them in one room. The answer is staring us in the bloody face. COVID-19.
COVID.
Take off the masks.
How can a few control the many unless the many acquiesce to that imposition? It's impossible. It's unenforceable. So the answer has to be not finding a solution to what's going on, but removing the cause of the problem, which is human acquiescence to our own enslavement. As I've said many times, fascists do not impose fascism. There's not enough of them. Fascism is imposed by the population acquiescing to fascism.
Yep.
And if that stops, it's over. If it doesn't stop, this cult will reach its endgame of total human control via, not least, an AI connection to the human mind. So AI becomes the human mind. But there are many great things happening amid the unfolding nightmare. And we need to build massively and very quickly upon that. I look back at the first lockdown in Britain in the spring of 2020. And I used to drive around this area. I would go from ghost town to ghost town with no one in the street, no one on the roads, because people had bought.
Can you hear that helicopter trying to intimidate him? Because you can tell it's stalled in neutral, going right over him. And he's just like, he basically is like, stand up, right? Just, it's almost over.
The perception that there was a deadly virus, and therefore they acquiesced to house arrest in the belief that it would protect them from a virus that doesn't actually exist. Brackets, see my other videos and the work of people like Andrew Kaufman. But this time, this second lockdown, in Britain. Nothing like the same. The streets, despite so many of the shops being told to close, have been full of people compared with the spring. The roads look pretty much like normal in terms of traffic. So unlike the spring. Because what has been happening through these months is that lie after lie and deceit after deceit has started to stir humanity awake. And for someone who's been investigating this for 30 years, I've never seen anything like what's happened in 2020. Yes, there are still so many who just do what authority tells them by reflex action. But the numbers of people now...
The Jew tried to warn us. He said America's fixing to go to shit in a handbasket, Debbie. Remember? I was like, what are you talking about?
What else did I tell you?
Yep. I remember.
Get out of the way.
I remember.
Get out of the way.
Where's the boy, by the way?
Sleeping.
Oh, okay. What time is it?
He stays up till 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, sleeps all day till 7, 8 o'clock at
He's
night.
a genius. He's going to make millions. Leave him alone. He's beautiful. He's got.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
I
is.
tell him, you're not stupid, but you're not getting smarter.
You're homeschooling him, aren't you?
Barely.
Well, get control of the situation.
I can't even get him on my time frame. Even if he went to sleep with me last night around the same time, and he was up all night on his phone. Just can't sleep.
You're bigger than him.
Would you like me to roll over on him and suffocate him? It's been the thought.
Who are starting to see the world is not like they thought it was, and certainly is not controlled.
And I'm doing my part by airing this. And he says, play this, repeat it, send it out, get it out. That's what I'm doing my part.
By who they thought it was, has been growing massively. Week on week, month after month. People in the system who were compartmentalized from knowing what they were part of are starting to see it. So this is a time of great danger. Of course it is. We're looking fascism in the face. But it's also a time of great opportunity.
Darren, that's why I thought Antifa was a joke, because that stands for anti-fascist. They're the fascist.
Yeah.
It's
guillotine.
Well, at least
because
the Supreme Court said that we could go to church again. Barely.
Oh, that's right. You're up there in
It's
that
been
Democratic. You're up there in those prison states, those Democratic. Man, we're having a party down here. I mean, we're doing whatever we want to do. You know what I mean?
No, maybe if you concede, I'll move to Texas instead of where Howard is.
Guillotine.
You're too big to go to Thailand. You would stick out like a sore thumb. You're too tall.
Oh, like I don't.
Like I don't.
I heard that like if you're like super muscular, like a huge guy, and you go to like Vietnam, like everybody's wants to talk to you the whole time. A friend of mine went there on vacation.
Vietnamese people want to talk to anybody who's white.
They want to touch you.
Oh, that's like York. That's like York during the crossing of America there with Meriwether Lewis.
You stupid Americans with your big eyes.
every time his slave would like go to an Indian, like the Mandan villages, he was like a superstar. They just all wanted to just be around him, and just because they'd never seen a black person before. It's pretty cool. He got full of himself.
When I go to those shops to get my nails done, they always say, Your hair is like spun gold. Okay.
They're so sweet. Those
I love
the
them.
Asian.
Those Vietnam. Oh, they're my favorite people in the world. Those South Vietnamese that do the nails. We from Vietnam. We not Asian. We from Vietnam.
There's some. We have a nail salon that just ended up closing yesterday.
Really?
It's been there for 25 years at our hotel, or 20 years.
Ours are booming with business.
Everything's closing down. Our restaurant closed tonight, like permanently. I think they went and got all their valuables out.
Seriously? Why?
We only had 5 check-ins today.
What's everybody doing?
And my hours were cut in half for next week. I have 3 5-hour shifts.
What's everybody doing? Staying
Nothing.
at home? Y'all
Well,
gotta
they're not coming to
stop
downtown
that.
Portland.
Y'all gotta stop that. We went to Bill Burr last week in downtown. It was a riot.
Yeah. None of that's happening here. It's terrible.
We're gonna go see Manaheim Steamroller.
It feels like the apocalypse is upon us in downtown.
Well,
it's just a
stop.
ghost
You
town.
don't have to do that. They can't make you do that. There's more of you than there are of them. Ooh, that
There's
sounds...
nobody down there. It's just homeless and nothing. There's nothing.
You got to get out of there, Darren.
I know.
And they
I
even
should probably
burned
find a new
it.
job tomorrow.
They even burned it. On top of that, all that beautiful land. God.
You know what? They didn't burn. Well, our fires are horrible. They were horrible. The entire Cascade Range from Mount Jefferson, just west of Mount Jefferson to my house and almost up to Portland burned.
Oh,
I mean, it's a huge swath. It's horrible.
Think of all the little
But
animals.
the downtown Portland, Trump says they burnt Portland. Portland didn't burn. You know what burned? Minneapolis. Minneapolis had 3 full miles of Lake Street.
Oh, the Star of David's out tonight. It's so clear here. This is where the Star of David starts to rise in the east. When, as told by the book of Isaiah, foretold by the book of Isaiah, it happens. I take my family out there every year to watch it. The tail starts dropping. You know, where it makes over the city of David, a city of Bethlehem.
We're going to have a once in 800 year event with the Jupiter and Saturn lining up on the 21st. The Christmas star.
Yeah, if you go out there and look in the east, it's hanging over the city of David. Not yet. It's fixing to, and the tail starts getting real long. It starts to make the cross, the Southern Cross.
That's in the southern hemisphere.
Hush.
Increasingly large, enormous numbers of the human family are awakening to reality as it really is. And that gives us a phenomenal opportunity.
You know, I feel like it's like Game of Thrones, and David Icke is going to lead us on a big white horse. You know, we will not conform. You know, we're all walking behind him, you know, thousands upon millions of us, you know, Asians, you know, all different colors.
They were rising up there. I don't know what's going on right now.
That's all Asians do is conform. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we had to
3
go over
weeks
there.
ago in
we had to go over there and
Britain,
kick
really
in
rising
Korea.
up, but
We had to clean
I
up
think
that bit. I'm sorry, Angel.
There's a new strain of the COVID in southern England.
Oh, shut up.
No, there is.
Darren, it's just the
vaccine
flu. We always have the flu every year. This just
Well,
happened to
whatever.
come from the
There's
Chinese
another strain
eating
of that
bats.
flu that's scaring everybody. A lot easier to transmit.
Did you hear that information that I played on my show the other night? That was wild. Remember? I
don't know what you're talking about.
I said it's the second most important piece of information you'll ever hear. Y'all need to listen to that show I did.
Well, why don't you play the first most important?
Okay, this is going to blow your freaking minds. This was so important. I did a show on it. Zuckerberg, what an alien-looking freak. They made him look good in the network, that movie. I watched that the other night, and I was like, he didn't look that good. He's like a freak. Am I jealous over his money? Is that what is like Zuckerberg? Is that what's wrong with me? Am I jealous of it?
The guillotine doesn't care.
You know, they say that the head lives for a while after you chop it off. Okay, here we go. This is what I want.
I'm sure the last words will be, Senator.
Senator? I'll be happy to. Okay, listen. This is wild.
Unrelated platforms. The logical mind concludes, well then, it must be true. The illusion that numerous news sources have arrived at the same conclusion gives us confidence to share the chosen narrative. And just like that, we become the unwitting pushers of propaganda. Search engines are the holy grail for those seeking to control the narrative.
Google is already more powerful in terms of its control over people's lives than almost every government on the planet.
As the most influential search engine in the world, through its ubiquitous reach, Google has more power to influence U.S. elections than any foreign nation.
You testified before this committee. You said in subsequent elections, Google and Facebook and Twitter and big text manipulation.
Doesn't that sound like Sonny if he became a senator?
Could manipulate as many
as bye-bye in the next 3 weeks.
15 million votes in a subsequent election.
And the methods that they're using are invisible. They're subliminal. They're more powerful than most any effects I've ever seen in the behavioral sciences, and I've been in the behavioral sciences for almost 40 years.
The blacklists is something that Google said didn't exist, and they testified that under oath.
And nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Now, me as an engineer, I just did a search on Google's internal search engine, and guess what I found? It had blacklisted search terms like cancer cures. Why is Google deciding what people can and cannot search for?
What was once an efficient tool for navigating the world of information.
You got to hear this. Stop whatever you're doing and listen. Huh?
I was trying to Google search the senior executive service, and you can't find shit on Google. But if you go to DuckDuckGo, you can find all sorts.
Oh, yeah. Victor's got me doing DuckDuckGo. Okay, listen to this. Listen to this next information, everybody. Listen.
Is now a network for global surveillance, data collection, and social engineering. Now let's take a look at a few of the most commonly used fact checkers, beginning with Snopes. The husband and wife duo of David and Barbara Mickelson founded Snopes.com in 1995. They had no journalism background or training whatsoever. They built their fact-checking empire by using Google as their primary verifying source. The Mickelsons divorced in 2015. Barbara sued David for embezzling money that he had allegedly spent on prostitutes, as well as a lavish honeymoon with his new wife, who worked as an escort in Las Vegas before joining the Snopes cast of characters. In 2017, David Mickelson's new business partners filed a lawsuit accusing Mickelson of multiple counts of fraud and embezzlement. Snopes proclaimed to be the internet's go-to source for discerning what is true and what is total nonsense. Yet one glance at their history of fact-free checking tells another story. When Dr. Mikovits claimed she was arrested without a warrant and jailed without a charge, Snopes rated her statement false. Had they bothered to explore the arrest documents, they would have seen that indeed there was neither a warrant nor signatures to officiate a charge, a fact that I confirmed with members of Dr. Mikovits' legal team.
Was there a search warrant?
No.
And was she ever charged?
No. Never charged with a crime.
100% correct. Judy has never been charged with any crime.
Facebook's fact-checking arm, PolitiFact, is owned by the Poynter Institute, which has received substantial funding from big pharma allies such as Google and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Like Snopes, PolitiFact has a history of misleading the public. In late January of 2019, PolitiFact, Snopes, and FactCheck.org raced to squash the notion that coronavirus and its treatments were patented. They reviewed only 3 of the 4,452 publicly available patents, which unmistakably show that SARS coronavirus detection and treatment have been widely patented by both the public and private sectors.
Facebook's founder pledged to the WHO, saying they would remove false claims and block exploitative ads.
They're working with the World Health Organization and with the NHS, so they have a hotline, if you like, from those official sources.
Wikipedia is the go-to destination for introductions to people, places, and things. Even the all-knowing Amazon Alexa calls on this digital encyclopedia.
Alexa, who is Dr. Judy Mikovits?
According to Wikipedia, Judy Ann Mikovits is a former American research scientist who is known for her discredited...
Okay. Let me stop right there and tell you what's going on because I skipped forward. This chick is a whistleblower, and she came out and she's got all these documents, which you can see visually on this video. I'm just playing the audio, proving that the coronavirus, the COVID-19 that we're presently under, this quote-unquote plandemic that we're under, was actually, what do you call it? You get it was patent. Just listen. And so what they're doing is
you can't get a patent for any vaccine.
I know. But so now
natural.
What do? They have to say she's crazy, and she's not. And she says, just listen. I just wanted to let the Jew know who this chick is. This is her talking.
Medical claims. She has been described as an anti-vaccination activist and a promoter of conspiracy theories, and has been accused of scientific misconduct.
Wikipedia is supported by the Wikimedia Foundation, a non-profit parent organization with a long history of politically tied funders. Many named, many anonymous. What exactly does a Wikipedia donor receive in exchange for their generosity? What began as an unbiased open-source platform is now weaponized to undermine the work and reputation of anyone deemed a threat to its stakeholders. And once they smear you, they lock you out from making corrections to your own bio. In summary, most independent fact-checkers are neither independent nor factual. Simply put, they are political spin machines.
And so what they have done is they have decided that there's an approved narrative. If it is in line with the CDC's public pronouncements, and if it's in line with the World Health Organization public pronouncements, it is presumed to be correct. I don't have to remind many Americans that the Center for Disease Control was the one that said you should use DDT in your homes.
Used right, it is.
Do you know that in East Texas, on my grandmother's front porch, she had a big house with a wraparound porch, and she had not suitors, but she had renters there. It was just like you see in Forrest Gump, that at night this machine would go down the street and it would be going, and it would be fogging the whole neighborhoods with DDT. And we'd just be out there breathing it and playing it. It kind of smelled kind of good in a way. And this is what he's talking about. I mean, think about that.
Is absolutely harmless to humans and animals. Remember the name, DDT. It spells certain death.
A scientific panel today reported that pesticides may indeed represent a grave threat to mankind.
Remember the swine flu scare of 1976? That was the year the U.S. government told us all that swine flu could turn out to be a killer, and Washington decided that every man, woman, and child in the nation should get a shot to prevent a nationwide outbreak, a pandemic. Well, 46 million of us obediently took the shot.
Did anyone ever come to you and say, there's the possibility of neurological damage if you get into a mass immunization?
Boy, this guy starts shaking in his boots. You can see it, but I'm not watching it. But when I did watch it, he was like going,
program.
No.
No one ever did?
No. I can't believe that they would say that they did not know that there were neurological illnesses associated with influenza vaccination. That simply is not true. We did know that.
Then he's lying.
I guess you would have to make that assumption.
Then why does this report from your own agency list neurological complications as a possibility? You didn't feel it was necessary to tell the American people that information?
Dr. Sensor's CDC also helped create the advertising to get the public to take the shot.
The vaccines are safe, so roll up your sleeve.
And now Americans are claiming damages from Uncle Sam amounting to $3.5 billion. By far the greatest number of the claims, 2/3 of them, are for neurological damage or even death.
There are serious concerns tonight about how well the CDC controls dangerous germs at its own labs after yet another safety lapse.
For the third time in a month, the CDC acknowledged deadly pathogens were handled incorrectly in government labs.
That CDC is the CDC that allegedly is looking out for your public health. When we start with the assumption that the official dogma has to be the objective standard, then what fact checkers look for is a piece of published media that confirms the statement made by that particular organization. And then debunkers and conspiracy theorist blower-uppers come in and say, we're going to make this thing clearly the scam that it is. Every media outlet that is in the public media right now has planted evidence, and they have re-ranked pages. So if you look today at face mask wearing, and if you look today at social distancing studies, you will see the studies that used to be number 1, number 2, number 3 on the pages of PageRank search don't exist anymore. And what is there are studies that wind up having headlines that support the common narrative.
You're going to be hearing more about advanced guidelines.
Because if you can keep people from assembling, guess what they're not talking about? They're not talking about the issues of the campaign. If you can keep people in their homes, the only source of information that you can have is what you curate for them. Now I know how to target my electorate. They're in the only place I allowed them to be, being fed the only message I'm allowing them to hear, through a media that I control.
Since the invention of the printing press, there's been a battle to control disseminated information. In the early 1900s, oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller took control of every newspaper and news editor of his era. He became America's first billionaire, paving the way for the power-hungry ever since. Thus began the gold rush for the modern world's most precious resource.
When they said that cigarettes cause cancer, he started the American Cancer Society. Listen, this guy's at the heart of this shit. Listen.
The narrative.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
During a Senate committee investigation, it was revealed that the CIA had been conducting a covert operation to infiltrate and control U.S. media.
Operation Mockingbird.
Operation Mockingbird.
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
Over 3,000 CIA contracted and trained operatives were placed in key positions within top media outlets. Posing as editors and journalists, these well-paid actors never dared to question the effect of their lies.
Yeah, I'm here.
Beyond.
Yeah, I'm here.
I really think that the SES is basically what they're talking about here. You got to check it out. I had no idea they existed. There's 8,000 of them. Anyways, look into it. It's crazy. It blew my mind.
Did you know that all of these people, like all of these bad journalists, they were all bashing the fuck out of Trump all 4 years he was in office. They're all CIA operatives.
I think they're activists, a lot of them. They really believe, like that black guy that cried when Biden was elected. And
he tell the Jews and when those
100%.
Those third countries.
What's his name?
Those third world countries.
Name? Van Jones or whatever. He cried. He honestly believes that 80 to 100 million Americans are hardcore racist.
Jesus Christ.
He does.
Are you kidding
I
me?
honestly believe he believes that. I think what they do is they target activists when they were hiring.
Now this is on.
I think it's the SES. I really do.
No, I believe
you. Gotta look into this.
I am. I'm gonna look. I've got it on my phone. Okay. So this goes on. Go listen to my show. It's called The Second Most Important Information You Will Ever Hear. And I knew that everybody's going to say, well, that's crazy, Debbie. That's crazy. So the last thing I played was this. This is the last 1 minute and 20 seconds. Listen, let me go forward.
Their cozy studio.
How often does...
That he's unaware of the damage he's done.
George Soros. Now, there's a little bit of silence. Listen to me play this. Listen. Here it comes.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
And that is all.
It's going to happen.
You know, they say that the head keeps talking after they chop the head off. I can't believe you killed me.
There's like two separate realities going on in this country right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 60 million people on Parler and on the right, far right, and then there's, more than 100 million people on the far left. And I really think that the CIA is going down in their secrets. Maybe Howard's right about 9/11. Maybe all those secrets are there, ready to come out.
I love you. I love you too, baby. I know. You know something? I think you're more right than you think you are, Darren. And I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me anything you want. I believe this is what killed JFK.
The CIA did.
Well, yeah,
I believe
we know
that. Now.
We know that for a fact. And the killers were so smug that they said, I'm going to walk straight through Dealey Plaza, smoking a cigarette, and walk straight out of here. And that's exactly, you want to know where the killers were? It was the Three Tramps. They had a police escort, a Dallas police escort. We're going to walk.
Wouldn't surprise me.
We're going to walk right. And that is the mind of the ultimate psychopath to say, I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to walk right out of here. And they did.
They didn't want Kennedy. Kennedy,
because he was
cheated
normal.
in the election too.
He was normal. Well, his dad did. His dad paid off the state of North Carolina to get the votes, $25 a pop.
Yeah, and in Chicago too.
Well, he got the mob involved, and then Kennedy was like Caesar, surrounded by so much hate because he fucked up. He put his brother in charge of putting all the mob bosses behind bars. What are you doing? We helped you get where you're at. And they were like, we're not going to put up with this. Sam Giancana said, this is not going to work.
Yeah, but Bobby Kennedy was amazing. He was more amazing than his brother. I honestly believe that.
Well, that's not my point. My point is you don't go in there and piss off the CIA, the mafia, and,
He wanted to destroy the CIA.
He took the CIA.
He thought they were completely
fired Alan Dulles. He fired Alan Dulles.
He wanted to scatter him to the winds.
Which he was right.
He said that 2 weeks before he died.
Yeah. I mean, look at that number 65 that he signed. And that executive order. Go watch the movie Executive Order. It's on BitChute. It's free. That's the truth of what happened. It's called.
It makes me wonder what secrets.
Darren, listen to me. That
30% of the CIA are willing to.
When that movie came out in 1973, after 2 weeks, they had it pulled from every movie house in America. Now, why? Why?
I haven't seen it.
It's called Executive Order. All right, I got to go. I got to get some sleep because I just remembered I'm going to have the babies. Me too. And I don't need a pain. I don't need a sleeping pill. I sleep like a bitch.
Is Howard still there?
Yeah, he's there.
Howard?
Saying guillotine. Idiot.
Guillotine.
Look up the SES, would you? And tell me what you think of it.
What's with you in this SES thing?
Just look it up and be nice and don't say that.
You've got a real
look it
hard on
up
for this SES.
Please look it up. I had no idea it existed, and it's been here since 1979.
All right. Good night. I love y'all.
I looked up every video I can. I can't figure out what the...
I love you too.
I cannot figure out... Good night. Good night, Nick. I cannot figure out what the fuck they do.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Any of them.
All right. I have 53 messages on Skype I've ignored since we've been on this call. It says 53.
Uh-oh.
All
We're
right.
in trouble.
Nah. All right.
Good night, Nick.
Good night, everybody.
Guillotine.
Right.
And good night from NBC News. Nick. We got out of Skype. Just got out of Skype. Got out of the Jews call. Let me get out of Skype. Let me go over to Discord and get out of there. Hold on. And I'm getting out of Discord. Where am I in Discord? Where am I? I'm in some weird thing. What's it called? Shit, where am I at? I don't know where I'm at. Where the fuck am I? Oh. There we go. Okay, out of Discord. Mute. And kill the show on this one. Hold on. And see you guys later. Stay informed. And we'll see you guys next time.